This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Georja Farms. But before that, this video is brought to you by Jonathan and Farmer G. Thank you for being farm barons. So the Georja Farms map can be found at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Let me read you some of the description. Welcome to Georja Farms. This is a fictional map I created for people who, like myself, love flat maps with big fields. This map features one starter farm with 2 small fields with a total of 24 farmlands available for purchase. Contains a total of 12 fields ranging from small to massive with a forest surrounding the entire map. The center of the map features a bakery, vehicle shop, fuel station, grain elevator, and farm shop, as well as an animal shop with bale sell point. There are no collectibles nor natural water sources on the map. Plenty of space for you to be creative. This map also includes the default French soil map and the default seasonal growth calendar. Let's go ahead and load in. And as we load in, I will tell you that we are going to be using the mods we typically use when we take a look at maps. That is additional field info, additional game settings, field lease, field calculator, and precision farming. In addition, if you happen to load this map up in farm manager mode or start from scratch, you will find the main starting farm is completely empty of all buildings, the 2 of them, and all machinery. So you will be starting from a true empty state here at the starting farm. In addition, you do not own any land. Now, I want to preface, I'm going to say up front, this is a very basic map. And I don't say that in a negative way. I say that just to be upfront, very, very basic. And as you can see from the PDA, we have square fields. In fact, we have 8 square fields that are fairly large around the perimeter of the map. And then within the interior, we have a row of sell points. We have a little bit of grass. And then we have 2 medium-sized fields and 2 small fields. And we own the 2 small fields at the start. Let's go ahead and take a look at that map a little bit closer detail. So we have the 3, 6, 7, 8 larger fields. These fields are all approximately 60 acres in size or 22 hectares in size. They're all going to be ranging from $711 to $720,000 to buy. We have 2 medium fields in fields 2 and 3, or farmlands 2 and 3. They are just around 11 to 12 acres in size or 4 hectares in size. And it's going to be costing you about $200,000 to buy either of those. Then our main starting farm and 2 small fields is Farmland ID 1. That can be bought for $61,000 in any alternate play mode, but you do own that at the start. We have a big grass area here. It is 19 acres in size and is $231,000. This map does include all the standard crops available to us in Farm Sim 22. And if we go ahead and take a look, as I said, at our lands area, you'll see we start out by owning Farmland ID 1. Now, on the perimeter, this is all forestry. So all of these plots around the edge, you don't see the trees on the PDA, but they are all trees. So this is all forestry on the fringe. Let's go ahead and take a look at our farmland lease screen. This is going to show us all of the buyable farmland on the map, how large the farmland is, if the farmland included any field or fields, what is included. Then lastly, how much is that given farmland going to cost us? Let's go ahead and take a look at our field calculator screen now. This is going to show us the sizes of each particular field. Then we can always go back and cross-reference that with a farmland lease screen to see how much any one field is going to cost. Let's see how the soil map is being applied to these fields. We get a good look at the French soil map, which also happens to be the default soil map for the precision farming mod. Take a look at our crop counter. We do have the standard base game crop counter available to us on this particular map. And if we make our way down through the various prices screens, you will see that we do indeed have the ability to sell most, but not all of the crops that are available to us on the map. fact, we do not have the ability to sell cotton, which I find a little interesting because given the sizes of these fields, cotton would be a great crop, in my opinion, to be growing because of the fact that they have such large modules or bales and, well, can be quite profitable. In addition, we also do not have the ability to sell wool. Now, there are no animals pre-placed on this map, but if you do want to put down sheep, do note that you will need to do something with that wool other than sell it, or you will need to put down your own sell point. As we continue to move down, we also do not have a forestry sell point. There is no log sell point on the map. So if you do want to do the forestry, well, you will need to put down your own sell point for those logs or find something else to do with those logs. Because as we move down through our base game productions, you're going to find that we also do not have the ability to do several. Well, I shouldn't say several. We do not have the ability to do one particular production that is very much exclusively to forestry, and that is planks. So if you do put down a sawmill, well, you're not going to be able to do anything with those planks after you make it until you put down a carpentry shop, and then you'll be able to put down some furniture. In addition, we do not have the ability to buy bulk lime, nor do we have a stone crusher on this map. So if you do want to play with stones enabled, you will need to put down your own stone crusher. And then as far as the platinum expansion production items, we do not have the ability to sell any of the platinum expansion production items either. Although, do note that if you are playing with pumps and hoses, you will be able to take your separated manure down to the animal dealer. We start out with a very modest list of starting equipment, given the size of fields that we have. It is all owned. None of it is leased. We do not have any animals at the start. We do have contracts available. So if you want to do contracts on those large fields, you could earn some decent cash there. We do not have any production chains owned at the start. In fact, this map has just one production chain built in. In addition, as the description said, we do not have any collectibles. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting fleet. We start out with the Steyr 8150 small tractor, the Valtra Valmet 8750 medium tractor, as well as the Massey Ferguson 3670. We have the Dutzfar Topliner 4090H harvester that is paired up with the 4090H grain header and 4090H header trailer. We have the Welger DK115 trailer, as well as the 2017 pickup truck with the Rabe EG39 cultivator, the Norstein HKNS 3030 cedar and power harrow combination. And then we wrap it all up with a pair of 750 kilogram front weights. Taking a look at our mods and DLCs, you will see that we do not have any custom vehicles or implements that are part of this map. Now to get on with the farm tour, you've got your easy shed for storing of some of your machinery. And then you have your farmhouse with your sleep trigger and your wardrobe trigger in the garage. That is your farm. Now, do note you can sell the farmhouse and you can sell the shed. So, in essence, you can and do have full customization of your starting farm here on this map in new farmer mode. And as I said earlier, when you load this up in farm manager mode or start from scratch, these two buildings are not present, nor do you have your starting machinery in those play modes. So we are going to kind of avoid the drive around portion of this video because, well, there's all your sell points right there in a row. And then everything else is fields. And like I said, this is a very basic map. In fact, you don't see any roads anywhere at all. But that is not necessarily saying that it is a bad thing. It could be something that you are looking forward to. Specifically, maybe you have a system fairly low on specs that has problems running other maps. Maybe this map should run pretty decent for you as long as you kind of stay away from these trees, because we all know trees can bring down performance pretty heavily. But here you have that perimeter forest. And I would say these are not really the types of trees you're going to want to be cutting down anyway. Typically, you're going to be wanting to cut down the pine trees as opposed to these more deciduous types of trees. These are not going to work so hot at all, in fact, in the tree processors that we have in game. So you see the 3 large fields here at the top, 3 large fields across the bottom, 2 in the middle, the 2 medium fields, and then the 2 small fields right there where our starting farm is. This is a standard size map. I'm sure I get asked that question. This is a standard size map. If it is a 4X map, I will put a 4X on the thumbnail. Here we have our bakery, the only production in game. We do not own it at the start, so we will need to buy the bakery by coming up here to our interactive icon, because interesting enough, the only land that is not buyable is the sell points. So this strip right here is not buyable. Everything else is. So we have our pallet spawn point, our dump point, our interactive icon. Here we have our farm shop that's going to be for selling grain and products that we make. We have another grain sell point. We have our animal dealer. We do put animal pins down. We can get them there. We have our bale sell point, also located right here. Then we have our fuel depot and our vehicle shop. So let's talk relatively quickly about our scoring metrics here. We're going to begin the map at full point with respect to production or having areas set aside for such, because we do have the bakery, and well, quite frankly, you could put production down anywhere you want on the map because it is completely flat and you can buy pretty much most of the map. With respect to being able to sell all the basic crops, production items, and animal outputs, we are going to be giving the map just 3/4 of a point for that, because we do not have the ability to sell cotton, wool, or planks. So would like to see the map get updated to add the ability to sell cotton, wool, and planks, and that would solve that problem. Or, well, you know, you could just add a sawmill in here, and then you'd be able to sell your wood. But yeah, you do really need to be able to sell your planks there also. The farm can be totally customizable because you can sell the 2 buildings that are there pre-placed. These are all base game buildings, so yes, they are all using the new texturing technique. Here we have our dealer trigger and markers. And player interactive areas are clearly marked, so we're going to be giving the map a point there as well. So that's going to be giving this map a full score of 4.75 out of 5. Remember, this scoring metric is based on FS22 gameplay. It is not based on personal preference, views, or anything like that. So we've got fairly standard ground textures for painting, fairly standard plants and trees. I'd love to know what you all think down in the comments below with respect to Georja Farms. Is this a style map that you have been looking for and are glad to see come to Farm Sim? What do you look for in a map? I'd like to know, because everyone has their own kind of little things that they look for. And, well, it's often good to get a good kind of feel for what folks who are still playing the game at this point in time are looking for in maps. As we quickly approach our 2-year anniversary, we will be also having the release of the premium expansion here in just a few weeks. And then just a week or so after that, Farm Sim 22 will be celebrating its 2nd year anniversary. Hard to believe that we are already 2 full years into this game's release. And until next time, happy farming.